Yo tips. Welcome back, everyone. Josh here with Angling Outings, and today you have caught me in the middle of spooling up my ultralight spinning reel. Today we're going to talk about some tips and tricks that can help reduce up to 99% of the line twist within your spinning combos while you're on the water. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this.
It's Angling Outings with Josh and Cletus. Angling Outings is brought to you by our YouTube affiliates, Retro Backbeat and Josh and Joe Productions.
Okay, well, the first tip is going to be how to spool the line onto your spinning reel. One of the first big tricks is going to be how the line turns as it goes onto your spinning reel. As you can see, the bail is going in a clockwise manner, so the line on your spool coming off of the spool going onto the reel is going to have to come off on a counterclockwise manner. That way it's going to even out the twist and go on more straight. Now what I mean by that is it's a little easier to see using this Trilene solar line. Is the line as it comes off the spool, it needs to come off pulling away from the spool counterclockwise. Plus, when it comes to standard size spools, you're looking at about 3.5 inch difference within the spool here of where the line comes off. Where if you were to buy in bulk spools, it's only about 1.5 to 2.5 inches at the most distance within how the line is spooled onto the spool. Now, this is more important when you're dealing with more of like monofilament and fluorocarbon, since those lines tend to have somewhat of a memory to it. It's going to have the memory to when it was spooled onto the original spool itself. And when you look at a spinning reel, the spinning reel has more of a diameter of how it's spooled onto the spool with a bulk spool of line versus the original filler spools that you would find in your local tackle shops. This is another good tip of how to keep line twist out of your reel, and of course the memory within the lines that you're using. And when it comes to lures that can turn or rotate with the retrieve, such as a weightless Texas rig floating worm, an inline spinner such as this one, or even a spoon, putting a barrel swivel about 2 to 3 feet above the lure will help reduce the line twists throughout the day. One of the most important things to do is when you're spooling your reel, you don't want any less than 1/16 of an inch of space on your lip from where your line is. You have less than that, your line is going to pull off of your spool much faster when you cast, and it's just going to cause a bunch of tangles. If you have at least 1/16 of an inch, 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch from the lip of your reel, that is going to help your line come off more naturally and more evenly, to where it's going to produce a longer cast, a lot less tangles in your casting, and help reduce line twist and tangles when casting. Now, another thing that is a quick tip with spinning reels that's not necessarily deal with line twist is if your spinning reel gathers more towards the front or the back of your spool, then you probably have an issue with a spacer that is within the spool. I will go over that in a future video. So hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon, get notified for future posts, and you won't miss out on spacers within your spinning reel. Another big thing that's going to help reduce line twist within your spinning reel is going to be how you cast your reel. Now, when you make a cast, yeah, you're going to grab the line there, you're going to open the bail, you're going to give it a little bit of of a throw there. And typically, people are going to use the handle to close the bail. Now, what that does is every time that bail closes, if you are to see exactly how that closes there, every time you use the handle to close your bail, it gives your line a half a twist. I call it one twist because, well, over the course of a fishing day, you're going to throw 100, 200, 300 casts, and you're going to gain anywhere from 50 to 150 line twists in your line. So that's going to force you to strip off the line, replace the line, even throughout the course of the fishing day, much less by the time you go back out again. Now, there is a trick to this where you can reduce the line twist. And I have heard from a reel spokesperson that spinning reels are not supposed to be closed that way. After you make your cast, you are not supposed to use the handle to turn the bail over. You are supposed to manually turn the bail over. That is the way I have been told by a reel spokesperson for a reel manufacturer that I will remain nameless at this time. But when you make your cast, just use your hand. That is going to be the best way to close the bail of your reel when using a spinning reel. It doesn't take much effort, and when you're fishing, it's more natural. Make your little cast, close the bail, just like that. Let me do that one more time so you can see it. Close your bail, just like that. And when you're casting, it is always best with a spinning reel to actually put your hand on the line. That way you can determine exactly how far your line is going to cast. You make a cast, put your hand on the reel, your little thumb or something. Make sure that you're not going to cast too far. You're looking at where you're fishing and make a cast. There you go. You can control exactly where your bait is going to land with a spinning reel. It's not just, oh, you open it up, you throw it out, and it lands wherever. You do have control over a spinning reel as much as you have over a bait casting reel. And when you hook a fish and they start to pull drag, yeah, that can cause some twist with it pulling line straight off the spool without it coiling off like it's naturally able to do. But when your fish is pulling drag, you don't want to turn that handle to while it's pulling drag to cause more twist within your line. If a fish is pulling drag, such as a smallmouth on a drop shot rig, let them pull drag. If anything, come over here and tighten your drag down just a little bit. You don't want it to be too tight to where it's going to break you off, just enough to slow down the drag being pulled off of your reel. So don't turn the handle while it's pulling drag. You're going to cause a lot more line twist in your line. Now it comes to the time of the day where I say thanks for watching, and if you've learned anything from this video, hit the thumbs up, smash that subscribe button down there, click the bell icon to get notified for future videos. It's free to subscribe and you can cancel at any time, but why would you want to? Thanks for watching. I'm Josh. You've been watching Angling Outings, and get on out there and go fishing.